Time now for Night Court. Tour de France officials have promised to sue the woman who caused this massive chain reaction crash in cycling's marquee event over the weekend. That's if they can find her. The spectator, believed to be German, has reportedly taken off. So let's bring in tonight's Legal Eagles, civil rights attorney Robert Patillo and criminal defense attorney Brian Claypool. Welcome back, gentlemen. I will get us right to Exhibit A. This is a Tour de France deputy director and to a reporter at AFP. And I'm doing my best to not do this in a French voice because that would be a really bad accent, but I can hear it in my mind. We are suing this woman who behaves so badly. We are doing this so that the tiny minority of people who do this don't spoil the show for everyone. Robert.
I think this is a ridiculous argument they're making. This woman had a very sweet sign written to her grandparents on the sign. There's no accusation this was intentional. It was an accident. If anything, the liability for this accident lies on the tour organizers. You were supposed to have the proper fencing. You're supposed to have the proper distance between the riders and the audience in order to protect the riders. So they were trying to put this off on the woman for accidentally interfering with the race, when in reality it was the tour organizers who should have put in the proper safety precautions. We see it at the Masters every year where they have the crowd roped off. We see it at every marathon in the United States where you have the crowd separated from the runners for exactly this reason. So if anything, they need to be looking internally on what they can be doing going forward.
Yeah, I mean, so much of this race is out through the countryside. There's not much buffer or place to put up barriers. So, look, everybody's close. It's just, Exhibit B from The Guardian says this is not a circus. This is a long list of things that have happened with the Tour de France. They say this: there have long been incidents involving fans, stray dogs, race vehicles, and even ponies. It goes with the territory of the Tour, a race in which the proximity of the public has always been cherished. But then the Tour de France is a victim of its own success. It is cycling's showcase event, not a race targeting diehard cycling fans. Brian, they have any chance to sue this fan?
Shannon, actually, they do. On a dingbat scale from 1 to 10, this lady gets a 10. She takes the cake on this one. I mean, to walk onto a street where cyclists are coming at 30 miles an hour with the sign and actually bump one of the cyclists to cause him to fall over and create a chain reaction deserves a lawsuit. And I'll tell you why. Because this is a spectator liability lawsuit. This isn't happening just in France. It just happened out in your neck of the woods, Shannon. A couple weeks ago at a Brooklyn Nets basketball game, a fan takes a water bottle filled with water and throws it at Kyrie Irving. I mean, enough is enough. Fans don't get some cloak of immunity to act in an irresponsible fashion just because they're at a sporting event. This lady owed a duty to the cyclist. She breached that duty by acting irresponsibly. She caused harm. She should be sued. And Shannon, how about this? She should also be prosecuted criminally for assault and battery.
Okay, you and Robert clearly don't see eye to eye on this. So quickly, I want to ask you both. If she's taken off and left France, is back in Germany, can they extradite her? Do we know? Robert, do you think there's any chance? And then Brian, quick comment from you too.
I don't think they're going to do an international extradition because a woman put one foot onto the road and turn into a international case before the world court. So I don't think it's going to happen. I think that the Tour de France is trying to save face by shirking their responsibility for making the race safe by blaming this woman.
All right, 5 seconds, Brian.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to make a statement to preserve safety at these events.
All right, we shall track this. Robert and Brian, great to see you both. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon.